Welcome to Miss Winn's Audiobook Library. I am Miss Winn, and today I will be reading my short story, In the Beginning. Trigger warning: this reading contains content that some may find disturbing. There is a mention of domestic violence, assault, and the use of profanity. I believed in God. I knew who He was and what He could do. My mother trained me and my younger sister to walk along the straight and narrow path. Yet at 18 years old, I was so curious about the world and wanted to experience life for myself. Growing up as a church girl, a good girl, a nerd, if you will, I wanted to live a new life, a life that was different and filled with more of a thrill. If only I could step off this path, would I be happier at last? After a couple of months away at college, my Grey Goose intake was up and I could chug a bottle to my face. I would challenge only the handsome and most attractive guys to a drinking match. Who could drink the most without falling on their face? I would win some of the times, ignoring the fact that there would be consequences for my sins. Soon enough, I challenged the wrong guy and he won and then wanted in. This time, it wasn't the goose that had me feeling loose. His name was Gin and Juice. He was my boyfriend, and we had been partying in my dorm room. I was wasted and lay down on my bed. "Let me hear you moan," he whispered. I smiled and tried to kiss him instead. Grabbing my body close, the heat in the room began to rise. He reached his hand up my dress and knelt down to kiss me along my thighs. Down my legs my panties went. "No, wait, please stop. Not tonight." "Why not?" he said. "I've been pleasing you. Doing this is only right." He climbed on top, then pulled his dick out. "Okay, just a little bit," I said. He then shoved it in, and I began to scream, then shout. "You're hurting me. Stop it," I cried. "I'm going to take this pussy you've been teasing me all night." Penis number one. Ashamed and heartbroken, I searched for what I so desperately desired: love. After having sex with maybe 10 different guys, I thought that I had found love in Alexander. In the beginning, he treated me like his queen and spoiled the hell out of me. Whatever I wanted, Alexander bought it. Wherever I wanted to go, he would take care of me. All of this time that we spent with each other caused us to become really close, really fast. I ditched my friends for him. I wanted what we had to last. I loved that man, and because I loved him, I looked over many of his flaws. Alexander really liked to smoke marijuana, and I thought that smoking together would give our relationship more of a thrill. Alexander was a bad boy, and me being a sheltered church girl, I was excited about everything that could come from our relationship. I ignored the part in the Bible that says, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers." For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? The Bible was right, you see. Alexander exposed me to sex, money, pounds of weed, kilos of cocaine, ecstasy, LSD, shrooms, acid, illegal guns, hoes, pimps, murderers, drug dealers, rappers, gangsters, and strippers, and they were all in my company, if not in my system. The first time Alexander hurt me was unintentional. He pushed me down a flight of carpeted stairs in his condo. We were play fighting and things had gotten out of hand. It's my fault, I thought. I shouldn't have been standing right there to begin with. He apologized and we went on with our happy lives. The second time that Alexander got violent with me was when I asked for $200 to pay the rest of my rent for that month. He gave it to me and then wanted the money back a week later. We were arguing about what I thought he said and what he meant when the agreement was made. It was early in the morning, and my roommate Karen was in her room sleeping. 10 minutes into the discussion, Alexander got really mad and shoved me into the wall. "Paula, go get my money right now," he yelled with his fingers pointed directly in my face. Karen yelled out of her room, "What are you guys doing? What the hell is that noise about?" I looked at Alex and he mouthed that I better say I was fine. Or else. I'm fine. Sorry to wake you, I said as I broke through Alex's grip, grabbed my purse, and ran out of the room to head to the ATM. I prayed as I took $200 out of my account, causing my checking to go into the negative. Dear God, what in the heck have I got myself into? I know that this can't be love, but I love him. Forgive me for depending on him for my every need and not you. Forgive me. Give me the strength that I need to forgive him and to continue dealing with him. He's my everything. Amen. Towards the end of our relationship, I talked to God more than I had ever talked to God before. It was prayer that got me through and eventually got me out. After I took the money out, I ran back to my apartment and Alex was still there. Paula, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you okay? He asked as I walked through the front door and into my room. Closing the door behind us, I handed him the money. Here, Alex. Now leave. I have nowhere to go, Paula. You know that. Besides, I said I'm sorry. Alexander had been living in my apartment for a month now. He had to move out of his condo in Oakland because of a terrible situation that left one of his roommates dead and the other in prison. Living with Alexander put a strain on our relationship. I felt stuck at times, and I felt like there was no way to get away from him. Stuck was the feeling that I felt for the 2.5 years that we were together. Stuck and lost and hurt and confused about life and love was the name of the roller coaster that Alexander and I were on. It was so crazy to me. I didn't understand how just months ago Alex was so loving towards me. We had got into an argument before, but we never hit or hurt each other. In fact, one time we got into an argument and Alex wrote me a note that read, "Dear baby, I am so sorry that we just had that argument. Right now you are sitting in the bathroom with the door locked and as quiet as you think you are being, I can hear you sobbing. I love you, Paula, and I am so sorry for everything I have put you through. I don't know why I hurt the people that I love the most. I just do. But please understand that real people do real things, and what we have together is real. Love, loyalty, longevity. That is all I need from you. And remember that verbal abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse are things we should stay clear from. So I am so sorry for putting you down. I love you, girl. Please come out of the bathroom and let's talk. XOXO, Alex." Reading that letter put a smile on my face. Our love was real. I knew that even though he flirted with other girls every now and then, that it was me that he loved. I knew that even when bitch was substituted for Paula, that he really loved me. I loved him also, and I was willing to do whatever it took to keep that love alive. As hard as I worked to convince myself that I loved him, I couldn't just give it up. Even though I was 20 years old and he was 19, we acted like we were a married couple. I wanted to do whatever it took to keep our marriage, our love together. I had never met a guy that was so into me. And so when he started to get really upset and hit me, I immediately took the fall. I shouldn't have made him upset. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have had an attitude. Instead, I should be grateful for his love and love him the way that he wants to be loved. I thought that if I changed who I was for his sake, the love we had would grow and he would stop hitting me. I told myself that as long as the good times outweighed the bad, then there was still hope for our love. Alex had a lot of issues that he needed me to help him sort out. He dealt with some deep rooted pain of having been molested as a young boy by his gay uncle. He also was hurt that his mother never seemed to be there for him. She had him and his four other siblings when she was young, and when he was old enough to realize what was going on, his mom would not be there. She was going to work and school to better herself and provide for him and her family. He told me stories of how he would act out for attention. Though his mom was now a banker at a $1 billion company, she still was not there for him in the way that he would have liked her to be. She pushed money in front of him and called it a gift of opportunity. I felt sorry for him. He was just like me, yearning for love. My issues weren't too much different, but he helped me out with them. I dealt with the feeling I dealt with feeling abandoned and unloved. At 15 years old, my dad stopped communicating with me, and my stepdad divorced my mom and married his mistress. My mom was very strict and shoved the Bible down the throats of my sister and me. I hadn't received the kind of love and affection that I wanted from neither parent when my soul longed for it. That is why I thought we were good for each other. We both knew what it was like to desire love. When Alex first told me that he loved me, I wasn't ready. We dated for 4 months, and I was still kind of doing single girl stuff with my single friends. Though I was Alex's girlfriend, I would go out with my singer friends to the club and the bar and dance on strangers all night. When I was with Alex, he wooed me. He took me out to nice restaurants for lunch and dinner, and he would even cook for me and bring it to me in bed. Sometimes I'd fall asleep on his couch, and he'd carry me to his room and tuck me in the bed. He did little things also, like ride BART, San Francisco's public transportation, from East Oakland to Daly City to pick me up and then ride it back with me. So when he said he loved me, I believed him. I just didn't know what to say back. Paula, did you hear me? Asked Alex, holding both of my hands in his as our arms reached for each other across the table. I did. And so, Alex, maybe we're moving too fast. He had just told me he loved me and I couldn't manage to say it back. It had been a really long time since someone told me that. I believed him, but I couldn't form my mouth to say it back. Wow, really? Alex asked, removing his hands from mine. The waiter came and took our drink orders. I was going to order your most expensive wine, but we'll just have water. No, I want Pepsi, please. The waiter disappeared, and the pain that was displayed on Alex's face was unsettling. Alex, really, I know you love me. You go out of your way to show me day in and day out. I appreciate you. It's just the power of that phrase took me back a little. It's been years, maybe even a decade since I heard it. Please understand that I feel the same way about you. Just give me some time. What the hell does that mean, Paula? You want time for what? You want time to do what? Alex was sweating and his face turned from pale to bright red. Excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom, he said. God, I'm dumb. Why didn't I just say it back? I ruined our night. I hope he forgives me. I know he loves me. I should have said it back. Alex returned and asked the waitress for our drinks to go and for the check. He was still visibly upset. Alex, I'm so sorry, I said, trying to grab his hand and scoot out of the low bench I was seated in at the booth in the restaurant. What are you sorry about? I am the one that is sorry. I knew it was too soon, he said, helping me up, then letting go of my hand. Don't take your hand away from me, I said, grabbing it back and holding onto it. Don't do that. Our relationship is not over. Our conversation continued all the way out the door and onto the busy streets of San Francisco. Paula, if you don't love me, then what are we doing? What do you mean our relationship is not over? It's not over. I care about you so much. The tears started flowing, and the next thing I know, I said it. I love you. I love you. I do. We stopped in the middle of an empty intersection and kissed. For a moment, nothing in the world matters. Tears streamed down my face as he held me close and pushed his tongue in my mouth. Our lips and our tongues danced together. I held his head between my hands, took charge, and kissed him more aggressively. His pants began to rise, and I felt him on my stomach. I grabbed it, and we both giggled. Oh, hello there, I said before moving to kiss Alex on his neck. He reached up my dress, and I moaned, Oh, Alex. Our moment was interrupted by a horn and then oncoming traffic. Alex picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and carried me to the sidewalk. Why couldn't you have said that after I told you? He asked. I don't know, but I do love you. And there it was, my emotions got the best of me. I spent the duration of our relationship proving my love for a man that I didn't know whether I loved or not. I convinced myself that I did. I had to. With everything that he did for me, how could I not love him? I'm so silly. Of course I love Alex, I thought. He was so caring and charming and smart. He spoiled me rotten. And even on my worst days, he showed me that he cared for me. He was also really handsome. The contrast of his pale skin and dark features with my dark skin and dark features was beautiful. We were told how beautiful of a couple we were from what seemed like everyone. I didn't want this feeling to end. Yet, when the hitting started to pick up, I began to question everything. How am I going to get out of this? If you would like to read the rest of the story, stay tuned. I am working on it as we speak. Also, this book is now available on Amazon and winnpublications.com. Get a copy and get ready for the rest of Paula's adventure. Thanks for watching.